it's Lena, and welcome to today's layout. So for today, I'm scrapping the cutest picture ever of my munchkin. It's actually a set of pictures, and she's with my brother, and they're next to a plant. And in the first picture, which I'm cutting right now, is my munchkin that she has her finger up, so like with the number 1, and she looks like she's telling my brother something. And in the next picture, she's totally laughing. So it looked like she was telling him a joke and just laughed at her own punchline. So I decided to scrap them both, and with that kind of thought in mind. So the layout is entitled Knock Knock, as in knock knock, who's there? And I went old school on this. I pulled out a paper pad, and this is the My Mind's Eye Lost and Found 2 12 by 12 pad, and it's got a ton of papers in it. It's got a lot of sheets in all different colors, so it's got more muted colors. They're not super bright, but they're more muted, and it's got like blues and dark aquas and pinks and yellows and greens, so it's very, very pretty. So I'm picking out the colors here that I wanted, and I decide that I'm going to use the lightest shade of blue as my background and then build from there. And I just love the colors. And I haven't used this paper pad in, I don't even know how long. It's been a super, super long time. And I really need to use, I have a lot of good paper sacks that I don't use because I'm always using loose sheets and more current things. But I went old school on this layout, and I'm happy that I did because it's very cute the way it turned out. And it's actually a layout that's different from what I usually create. Usually I create layouts that are a little bit more, I want to say, modern and cleaner in feel. And this one is definitely old school in feel, I should say. So those are the two pictures. And I love her face in both of them. And I'm pretty sure my brother won't mind being on camera. So I just love it. I had to scrap them as a pair. I didn't want to split them up because they tell such a cool story, such an interesting story. So they're backwards right now. The one on the left should go on the right, and the one on the right should go on the left, but I'll switch it in a minute as soon as I realize that before I stick them down. So I'm going to start creating mats for my pictures and adding matting and layering to my photos. So there we go. I've switched the pictures. Can you guys see how adorable her face is in the second picture? She's like laughing at her own joke. I love whatever she was saying to him. Must have been hilarious because she finds it astonishingly bleh. She finds it hilarious. There you go. I just love it. I just love it. So I decided to use this paper because I had recently gone to, it may have been Marshall's. Marshall's or Winners. They're the same company and they sell the same stuff. But actually, you in the US don't have Winners. But it's very similar to your TJ Maxx or your Marshall's. So there you go. And I found the die cut collection. It's called All Things Girl. And it's this, oh, there it is. It's on screen. It's this huge pack of embellishments. And I was like, I want to use this, but I want to use old school papers too. So that's what made me bring about the old papers. That's what made me go into my stash. And I'm happy I did. I'm going to start using more of my paper pads. Did I say that already? So I use that it's like a fake doily. It's not a real doily, but cut it in half. And I'm going to start strategically placing my die cuts. I really don't have a plan in mind. I'm just going to kind of do what looks good. And I also love that this die cut has tons of numbers in it, which is good for my growing meatball because this way I could document a little bit better how many months or how old she is in the picture, and everything matches. So I'm really happy. You know, usually I don't find die cuts at these sort of places. I usually order either from Paper Issues or Simon Says Stamp, um, all my die cuts, but this was the first time I had actually found die cuts, and I was super happy, and also found a gold pack like that, and I think it's called All Things Gold, and that I'm in love with. I don't even want to use, that's how much I love it. So I'm picking out some die cuts here, and I'm going to create like a little banner at the bottom. As you can see, I'll eventually glue everything down, but right now I'm just going through the die cuts and deciding what I want to use. I think for the most part at this point, I kind of know what I'd like to use, and kind of sort of where I'm going to place it. So therefore I pushed all the die cuts over to the top left so they're not in the way. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's thundering outside. I love when it rains. It's like a gloomy Saturday right now. Not fun for people who have things planned because it is summer, but I love when it rains and I'm home and I don't have to do anything. So you'll probably hear it in the background. So now it looks like I'm going back into the die cuts. You see the macaroons? Those are so cool. I wanted to use those. I wanted to use everything in that collection, but I didn't. I'm using that banner that says, "Oh, happy day," because, hi, why not? She was so happy, so it was fitting. I think so at least. So I'm just playing around with die cuts now and just sticking everything down. I go back and forth from using my fine line bottle and using my ATG gun. I just always grab what's closest to me, and lately I've been finding that I'm reaching for my fine line. I don't know, it's weird, huh? It's funny how we change and progress as we scrap. So I'm just going to stick down this banner, and it's going to be a focal point, but not the main focal point. It's just going to be decorative, obviously. And I think the little hearts on the pennants are so cute. And she loves her uncle. Last time he was here, they were just having so much fun running around. Like, I have an open concept home, and they were running from like the kitchen into the dining room into the living room and back around like in a big huge circle. And she just, every time he stopped because he was tired and out of breath, she would get so upset and go and grab his hand like, "Hey, do you remember, we were busy, we were doing stuff." And so he would get back up and start chasing her again, and then he'd stop and she'd chase him. And she loves her uncle. It's her only one. So I'm just sticking everything down now. Nothing too crazy in this layout. And eventually I'll pick out some thickers and some October afternoon mini markets as well. And I'll create my title. Oh, there we go. Those are called Forest, and those are chipboard, and they're like a wood grain. But even the color is such a weird, not weird, but it's a unique color. It's kind of a mix between yellow and green. Think like split pea soup green. It's really pretty. And I always glue down, I put extra adhesive on the back of chipboard thickers, not so much the foam ones, but always the chipboard ones, because they always come up, like they lose their tack so easily. and that really disappoints me. So this layout's going to be called Knock Knock, and you know why. And the green fits nicely with the other shades of green in this collection. And the font is so cool too. Like, I find the font to be, it's unique as well. Like, aside from the color, like the font is pretty cool too. It's kind of like scripty, but it's not, and it's cursive, but it's not, and it's block lettering, but it's not. And so here I'm going to create like a little subtitle as well, and that die cut piece says and it's going to say zio and me, and zio in Italian means uncle, so it'd be like uncle and me, or my uncle. So that's part of my subtitle. And then I'm also going to spell out with the October Afternoon mini markets, and these are in the green and cream, I'm going to spell out 20 months because that's what she was here. She's growing too quickly and she really needs to stop because I can't keep up. I want her to stay tiny forever and she won't. So now all the greens match. Well, they're more cohesive anyways. So this is my box of enamel dots, homemade enamel dots, and I love them, and I've made more. They're so time consuming to make because you have to line them up on the tray, and they need certain spacing apart, and they need to be placed in a certain, way. But oh my god, I love them so much. And now I've got a whole box of them. So I'm just going to strategically place a few around the page. So I have them in two sizes. So the bigger sizes are made out of pony beads, and the smaller ones are made out of, what are they called? Oh my gosh. Pony beads are the big ones, and then, perler beads are what the other ones are called. You guys are probably screaming at me. Perler! It's called perler! I heard you. Yeah. Okay, today my sense of humor is kind of weird. But here we go. I'm just sticking down some enamel dots. And when I'm done with those, I'm going to take my Dilutions in white linen, and I'm just going to sprinkle around the page. And this layout is done. So thanks for watching my old school layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!